Hello, VOD. Hello, everyone. Welcome. You might see that in the background. Don't worry too much about that. Hello, Etchix. Hello, 2C Based. Hello, Maria. Hello, that's Quackers with the Dink Water. Cheers. Hello, CWW. Hello, GX Eclipse. Hello, Myas. I don't think I missed anyone. Welcome in, everyone. There is something devious. Well, that's also pretty devious. Thank you, That's Quackers, for the immediate 5 tier 1 gift subs. That is a total of 17 in like the last 2 weeks, which is a little bit insane. Quackers, yet again, with the 5 gifted subs. I want to thank you again. This means a lot to support my channel. And yeah, you're going to be in the VOD, so. Let's get a pog, That's Quackers. Actually, everybody write That's Quackers in chat, because that's kind of Quackers. But anyway, you might see the impending doom in the background. Those of you who know will know. I'm going to keep this under wraps for now. But what's actually important is what I've built under this, which is my new ore processing area. And 2C Based is right here also with the Prime sub. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. 2 months in a row. Welcome. Yeah, so I did a little bit of off-stream building, as you can see. This is going to be the new ore processing area, and this is why I need to do AE2 automation today, because we need all of the components that we're going to put up in this thing. I'm going to make a full HV AE2 ore processing that will work and scale until the end of the game. So we need a controller, we need storage buses out the wazoo, we need type filters, which is going to be my secret tech, sticky cards, item cells, IO ports. We need so much stuff to be on Autocraft. And yeah, that's what we're going to do today. That is the goal we're working toward. And I think Orproc is going to be like my thing this tier. I think I'll make a video on it. But yeah, this is the building just for ore processing. We're going to have macerator, centrifuge, thermal centrifuge, electrolyzer, ore washer, and sifter. It is going to be awesome. But yeah, today, without further ado, I just want to get into this. I've been wanting to do this for a long, long while, but it is time that we got some components online because I am missing some stuff. Some of the most basic AE2 stuff I still need to automate. For example, Fluix crystal we have on passive from bees, but that's not very fast. So I was thinking we could immediately start with an LCR that has water in it. I don't know why you would ever use distilled water instead of just water. Oh, it's a time save. Okay, well, I don't care about that. We're going to need charged Certus quartz, which is this recipe, and then also charged Certus quartz crystal, which is this one. And we can do all of this on autocrafting with an LCR. So the first thing I want to do is actually go one step further and start autocrafting LCRs. We need to do a couple of things with our assemblers. I'm going to start by making like, let's say 4 more assemblers for now. What happened here? Why don't you make solid steel machine casing? Do you need circuit 6 for this? One moment, chat. You need circuit 1. I could probably put an extra circuit 1. Oh, I didn't mean to put it there. Okay. There you go. Attaboy. Okay. This dude's going. So I think we need 2 assembling machines for cables because I'm getting pretty tired of waiting for cables. So we're gonna distribute. We're gonna make another one and then distribute recipes between them so that way it's quicker. Hello, Jester. How's it going? With a 10 stream streak. Welcome. Congratulations. Everything's going. So that's one thing. We'll get the charged Certus quartz crystals, and we want to set up mixers today. I'll set up a couple with water. I did look at all of the recipes that mixers have. Let me get rid of Twitch chat and get rid of my face real quick. I went through pretty much every single HV recipe that we use with mixers, and it's pretty much all circuit 1 and 2. There's one circuit 3 recipe, which is energetic silver, and I don't think I'm ever going to have to make loads of that. So it's pretty much 50-50 between circuit 2 and 1 is what I'm seeing here. And there's a lot of recipes. Choo. Yes, I don't know where that's from, but yes. All right, how have our assemblers been doing? We're waiting. Okay, while that's happening, I did want to make more crafting tables. What we're gonna do is probably set up more interfaces. I don't know the best way to do this though. Thinking maybe we can go one, if I move like a big interface down. There's no like clean way of doing this. I suppose I could just do big interface facing small, like big interface and just have it. Yeah, I guess that's fine. That's fine. That'll work. We'll do 5 per. That should be pretty easy to do. Hello, Flockstein. How's it going? 3 days since the last incident? Since the last incident, though, our EBF, our Mega EBF has been doing just fine. I made sure to order a lot of stainless steel. And it's been going great. It's been going great. This thing works like a charm. All I needed was to wire it up correctly the first time. Yeah, so we're good. I got jump scared for a second. I thought the glass made me think you guys were using NAC coils. Wow. Yeah, we're just that technologically advanced, I guess. All right, we've got our assemblers. We've got a lot of combustion generators, actually. We need some Stabiloy fluid pipe. We're gonna need some more channels off the rip. So what I'm gonna do is grab a second cable. We're just gonna go up this way. I could probably do this by coloring the cables and then like layering them on top of each other, but I don't really feel like doing that, so we're gonna skip that. And then I guess what I'll do is cut this off and then do this. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And then I'll get one more stable A pipe. Uh-oh, that's not at all what I wanted to do. What coils are on the Mega EBF? It's nichrome. It's nichrome, which is the highest we have available with the HV assembler, so. All right, that, go up. Input from output side, item auto output, and then we're gonna copy and paste the name of this, command all, command copy, command paste, and enter. And yeah, both of these should share the same at 24. Yeah, you could see that like they're both kind of in the same thing, but they've got a little separation, so that works. And then I am going to do something smart, which is that HV components and stuff need both silver cable and gold cable. So I'm going to separate those two. Why is this in the assembler? I guess we can do this and this. That should never have a conflict. Yeah, that works. We also want a assembler to make PTFE pipe casing, or I guess chemically inert casings, which is more appropriate. So we'll do that, and this will be circuit 6. And actually, you know what? Let's do a circuit 3 as well while we're here. Unless maybe I don't need circuit 3. Because these have circuit 3. So what do I have in you? Oh. Well, no, because I need a specific fluid, so never mind. Did you give soy coils back? Yeah, I mailed them to him. His song is good, but it's a little menacing right now. It's not nighttime. I feel like that song has to be played at nighttime. At like 2 or 3 in the morning. That was Continuum by Klaus Schulze. Maybe I'll just do this. This will be... And you know what? I think we should just do a couple of these. And what I'm going to do is something a little janky. I think what I'm going to do is give each of these a fluid extractor. And then what we'll do is route the items that are fluid extracted to the fluid extractor to get extracted into the assembling machine. And I'm going to do 2 of those. So let's actually... Is this HV? Yes, okay. Do that and that. And then instead of this, actually, we're going to do this. I don't know if I want this on circuit 3 is the issue, but I guess we'll just see. We'll just live and let live. There's a couple ways I can do this. I could either use storage buses in ME, which is an idea, or I could go cheap and use item conduits. I think storage buses make more sense, but we don't have them on Autocraft yet, so that's the pain point. All right, so how this is going to work is I'm going to get a quartz fiber. This is a subnet, in case you were wondering, a very simple one. We're going to get a quartz fiber. This ME interface is going to accept items on behalf of the subnet. We're going to get 2 cables. I guess we'll need a cable anchor on the top to keep this a subnet. And then let's do cable anchor on the side. Storage bus here, and then we're going to do a sticky card. Do I even have cards yet? Oh gosh, that's kind of expensive. Why does that take a 1K ME storage component? Oh gosh. Okay, we can just filter this by hand then. So I want this to be, let's do bidirectional in case I put blocking mode on it. That's what I'm trying to say. And then let's go up in priority, up to priority 9. I'm going to filter this automatically with a PTFE plate. Although this is kind of silly now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should just save this for redstone and then have like a PTFE dedicated. Can I put circuit 6 in here without clashing anything? What does circuit 6 do? Because then I could put PTFE in this thing. Let's give it a try, actually. How's everyone doing today, by the way? What have you guys been up to? I hope it's been a relaxing bit of time. I haven't been playing I haven't been streaming because I haven't been able to. I had a really intense climbing session Monday, and I really wanted to stream, but then I was so goddamn tired the day after that took the Jiminy out of me. Okay, we're just gonna throw all of this together. Hopefully it works. And /4/6 plus PTFE. Oh, hopefully it works. We're gonna need that other assembler later though anyway, so I don't feel bad for putting it together. And let's program the chemically inert casing here. This should be fine. I'm gonna do 8 to 8 because I think that's a good number. Let's try crafting out a bunch of those. Okay, that seems to work, which is good. It's going pretty fast, actually. Nice. And then I'm gonna double check that solid steel machine casing still works. And let's also add blocking mode. Yeah, let's add blocking mode just in case. Hello, Sauceware. Hit MV with a quad EBF today. Let's go. I don't think I had a quad EBF. I'm gonna be honest until like until like EV maybe. It was ridiculous. I think I have a very different mentality now after Project Singularity. But also, I think in general, getting quad EBF is probably just like a good thing to have in general. Okay, good. This is making frame boxes, which is good. Hopefully there's no conflicting recipes between 1, 4, and 6. I can't make any promises though. Let's also do another recipe. So there's these processors that I love making, but I hate making by hand. And these have molten redstone in it. And obviously we don't supply molten redstone to just one. Like there's 4 recipes that use molten redstone. And I'm thinking if we do this little setup here, what we can do is program this recipe like exactly like this actually. And what that will do is send the redstone, which we are going to filter here, into this storage bus. And then I think what we have to do is we might actually have to sticky card this or advanced blocking. I think advanced blocking is our best bet. The advanced blocking card goes in the subnet side, and the recipe side, we turn on blocking mode. And what that does is if there is a recipe within this subnet, which is being seen by this bidirectional storage bus, it won't try to send another recipe. So let's turn this to assembler at 1 plus fluid extractor, which seems to make the most sense for me. And then let's take this recipe. I'm actually going to multiply this to 16. I want to try this. I want to see if this works. Let's look up logic processor. Okay, perfect. So it's done exactly what I wanted it to. Sent the printed silicon into here, and the redstone gets fluid extracted into here. So we turn auto output, and that will auto output this to here. Item auto output up. Oh, wait, we can't go up. How do we get the items out? That'll be a challenge. I guess we could do this a little bit of a janky way. And then we'll do auto output this way, and then just get a conduit. And let's redo that again. Also, YM3H1 with a tier 1 sub. They've been subscribed for 3 months. Hello. How's it going? That's my favorite lurker right there. I recognize you, I think. I'm glad you're here. Playing some Cosmic Frontiers, working on mana gen right now. I've seen, Annie was showing me some of the mana gen, like you can store mana within uh like super tanks and stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. Huh, somehow that all worked. You're unhappy though, and I'm not sure why. Circuit 6 plus steel plates. What is that? There's always recipe conflicts in the assembler. Ah. Steel hull? Why is this a recipe? It has two. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Why? I have so many questions for the devs. So I can't put both frame box and that in the same thing. Okay, we're gonna have to put this somewhere else. That one doesn't need a circuit, luckily, so I can just put it anywhere. There's not a lot of great places to put it, though. I guess we can make a whole nother assembler. That never hurt nobody. Whatever. We're just gonna need so many assemblers at this point because we don't have the press. We don't have a multi-block, so we can't switch our recipes. And that is the reality of how things will be. Ugh. Playing TFG while watching you? Cheers then. I hope you're having fun. One of these days, I think we were thinking maybe Project Singularity Season 2 is TFG. How did you already get there? I mean, if it works, it works. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, let's do one more test of the logic processor. That seems to work swimmingly. That's awesome. Oh man, I've been wanting those on Autocraft for the longest time. There's 3 other processor types that we'll get, which is the engineering processor, and the item. Nope, engineering. What is the other one? Chat. Am I crazy? The calculation processor. There we go. Not crazy. And as you'll see, if we order 2 different recipes at once, the items will wait until this. Oh, nope, they won't. Forgot to turn on blocking mode. Well, you'll see in a second, I guess. Let's do this one more time. 10 of you. 10 of you. Huh. Do not push. There we go. I wonder why that wasn't working at first. I do have the advanced blocking card. This subnet is bidirectional. Wow, I'm actually very confused on why this isn't working. Did you blocking mode for the output first? What do you mean? I actually wonder if this subnet can see what's inside these multi-blocks, or in these single blocks. Oh, it can't. Oh, only extractable items will be visible. Okay, okay. I get it. I know why. Items that cannot be extracted will be visible because you can't extract items from inside a single block machine. So it doesn't even show them on the subnet. That's actually why. That's so weird. Well, I think we've got it figured out now at least. Yep, there we go. One at a time. And now we can actually see the items on the subnet. Perfect. And you'll see, as soon as this is done, it'll put in the next recipe. Good. All right, anything else we want on this fancy Autocraft? I would love item processor tier 1, but I think we need to get out the forming press as well as some laser engravers, which I still haven't patterned out, which is kind of a travesty. But let's get that Fluix stuff online. Do we not have any large PTFE fluid pipes? That'll work, I guess. And I want to start auto crafting multi-blocks over on this side, which should be pretty easy. We're going to do chemically inert casing, scaffolding. Huh. Never had that quest, I guess. Don't know why. Strange that AU2 doesn't have this option. Well, it does have the option. It is strange that it can't extract items, but I guess that is just how Gregtech works with single blocks. So I'm not super surprised, honestly. And we've got a lot of assemblers now. All right, we want an input bus for our input items, and then probably an input hatch for the fluids, and then output bus. And it's pretty much as simple as that. I'm gonna do input bus, output bus. We only have Canthal coils. I'm kind of lazy, so I'm going to use them. We also need a PTFE pipe casing. Should be not too bad. And then we'll need 2 energy hatches, which I'll put back here. And maintenance up front. And then infinite water should go into one of these, so we'll do an input hatch. And you know what, now that I think about it, we've got input bus here and output bus here. We could just do a thick interface, face it downward, and then get conduit to extract the items back into the subnet. Kind of enjoy one of the modern AE2 blocking mode until network receives recipe output. Huh. That's kind of interesting. I could see why that would be bad though, because if you had a very slow recipe that requires you to load up materials, like it's multi-step, that requires you to load up materials in one go, I could see why that would be not as, you wouldn't have as fine control, is what I say. Rosarium, LCR is definitely the #1 multi. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. There's no debating that. You won't find any LCR haters in this chat. Okay, let's get our power spine. Grab some biodiesel off that. Perfect. No explosions, that's a good sign. We also need a thirsty tank. And honestly, I could just put a pump there. What did I move? And set it to import. And then we need to get some glass. Let's also set up the Rod of the Seas, get the water there. And then that should be our LCR on circuit. What circuit do we want it on? Have no clue. Cheers, Jester. Hey, Orange. How's it going? All right, this is going to be... I don't know if we need blocking mode. I don't know the recipe map of the LCR off the top of my head, but I think we'll be fine. I think it's going to be okay. We'll program the two things that we want from it, which is the charge Certus quartz dust. We're going to do 64 at a time, I think is the appropriate amount. And then charge Certus quartz crystal is another recipe. That's fine. Wow, we're out of Certus quartz dust somehow. There's no way, right? Well, that's what our ore processing will fix, hopefully. Ah, there we go. There's some. That'll do. This water pump is so good, I want it in TFG somehow. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to play GTNH. There's no way to get it. There's no way. Just GTNH, man. Just GTNH. Okay. We'll obviously need to do maintenance first and then turn this bad boy on. But then we're getting a fairly decent amount of charged Certus quartz. I actually kind of overestimated how strong the LCR would be at this, but that's okay. TFG is pretty good. Made it to LUV by yourself. Lovely. Most of the people who play on this server are TFG players, or like a lot of the newer Greg players. Okay, that's that. And then what else do we need to do with this? We need mixers. I think it's high time that I set up like 20 trillion more billion mixers. Let's see how many channels we're rocking here. 26? All right, we're gonna get a whole nother dense cable because we're gonna need mixers and forming presses, and we're gonna need them by the truckload, I would say. So I think I'll put my mixers down in this row, and then we'll do forming presses maybe in this row. Or, yeah, I think so. Because lathe is pretty one-dimensional, in my opinion. TFG feels like the Nomi factory of 2025, as in it's the gateway to Greg. Actually, you know what? That's a good take. That's a good take. I like that one. I wish Nomi Factory, I wish I had some like time to play Nomi Factory, or I wish, well, not really, because if I had time to do that, I would be sad that I wasn't playing Project Singularity. Ooh, I love this song. This is Laurindo Almeida. He's a very famous Brazilian guitarist. I knew he did the Chopin Nocturne, which is actually, if you like play guitar, it is insane that he can play that on a guitar. But I never knew he did Moonlight Sonata, which is one of my favorite pieces of all time. This is my first listen. Ah, yes, this is what I was doing. I need to increase our pattern space on our assembler, our molecular assembler. And now, because I can autocraft these logic processors, life is good. I think the next part is we need to get pure Fluix crystals, which is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. And I think we should just maybe passive this. I don't really know. We could pattern it with chance output and just like take the L. Because this isn't too bad. Fluix dust is just Fluix crystal, which we're going to be mixing by the truckload soon. Oh gosh, patterns. I wish there was a quick and easy way to move patterns. Um, but there really isn't in modern, which is kind of sad. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is our input patterns. We can. That's probably fine. How it is. Channels, schmannels. Looks fine. And then what we'll do is take the conduit a little bit further. Yep. This is great. I don't have any inventory space. I didn't need it in the first place. That did just shut down my network like 5 times in a row, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Patterns, we need that on pattern. That's true. All right, I think we're doing away with the advanced blocking here. It looks like it should be fine. Prayers. Let's just rename all these. Still waiting Thaumcraft 7. Oh, it is in dev, right? The creators of thermal expansion, how did they get Alistor to allow them to do that? We've been battling with Alistor for the rights to Thaumcraft 4 for 10 years. I'm wondering how the devs of thermal expansion got their hands on the Thaumcraft modding. It's kind of funny. Wow, Alistair gave rights to that, but he won't give it to GTNH. I'm gonna find this Alistair guy and be really nice to him, and hopefully that'll convince him to change his mind. Because if anyone deserves rights to Thaumcraft, it's probably GTNH, which is the only thing probably keeping it alive in modern day. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, you're out of power. Duh. What am I gonna do to fix that is the real question. Because I need to get a conduit around here. Maybe I can just do something snaky on the side. That's a little gross, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Porting over create to GTNH. I think you could do nothing more polarizing to the GTNH community as a whole than porting GTNH or porting create to GTNH. I think that would be probably the most insane thing you could do. That looks fine. I don't hate that. It's a little Nautilus. All right, we now have crafting space for all of our patterns, which is nice. I'll probably make a whole second one of these automations and then just have even more crafting space, which will be even nicer. So let's make a bunch of mixers. I think I'm gonna do 8 mixers right now. And then what I'm gonna do, we mostly need stainless steel. Actually, I should probably do 12 or maybe even 16. But we're going to start with 8. Let's see all the circuit 2 recipes that we need. There's stainless steel, energetic alloy is circuit 2, conductive iron, redstone alloy, vibrant alloy. Indium gallium phosphide is kind of eh. Electrical steel, pulsating iron, solarium. That's 8 right there off the rip. Dark steel and N steel, 9, 10. And then mica based pulp. So we're going to do 2 sets of 2 P2Ps for circuit 2, and then we'll do 2 sets of 2 P2Ps for circuit 1 as well. Although I think that's tungsten steel is EV, so let me check. Black steel is one thing we'll need on circuit 1, black bronze 2, tungsten steel is EV, I don't really care. Canthal 3, nichrome 4, battery alloy 5. Borosilicate glass is 6, but that can be on anything. In gap 7, but I don't know if we need in gap right now. Red steel is 8, blue steel is 9, cobalt brass is fake. That's 10. And then okay. We're going to do all of the circuit ones on one P2P, and we're going to make it happen. Astral Sorcery is a mod that I've never played. Where is this power cable? Huh? I'm gonna need to go dog in a sec. Oh, there goes my armor. All right, but this allows us 1, 2, 3, 1. I should just get shrinking potions from Duct. I should like pay him for those. I swear he'd probably make a killing. All right, we're back. Put the armor back on. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I kind of want all these to face this way. It's not too much trouble. And then output this way. We've already heard the Nocturne. Let me change this to something else. I'm thinking about this. I want to distribute this in a way that I get as many mixers on circuit 2 for stainless steel. So I'm actually thinking about doing 4 mixers on circuit 2 for just stainless steel, then 2 more on circuit 2 for like other stuff that we can mix in there, and then 2 on circuit 1, because there's not really that much. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, well, I guess I have P2, 16 of those. Let's see about these P2P. This isn't the worst. Go, my benders. Create in GTNH as SteamH technology. Yeah, but every other mod pack does that. Like TFG has that. That's not slick. I think it changes the identity of GTNH too fundamentally. And I think one of the strongest parts of GTNH is its identity. You don't want to mess with something like that, I think, in my opinion. We don't have any dense cable. Uh-oh. Are we poor, chat? I don't need dense cable for now. We're gonna make it work. Just use up 2 drawers of dirt, making space for my base. That's good, though. That's good. It's always good to make space. Alrighty. We're gonna do copy this frequency 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna name this bad boy mixer at 2 P2P. And then I kind of also want to load this up with water, because then I can do that Fluix crystal recipe and like get it between a bunch of different mixers. But we'll see how I'm doing with that. I'm gonna copy this and paste that. Copy, paste. We're gonna get mixer at 2, and then mixer at 1. All right, let's get some patterning. Have you seen the Entropic Processor Multiblock? I have not. Doesn't have a recipe yet, but it's in 2.8. What does this do? Using advanced alchemical constructs to increase the machine's max parallels. What is this supposed to do? That's cool. Alchemical construct. Does that mean it does like crucible recipes? Because that's kind of interesting. All right, let's get some patterns. Add a glowstone plates. Oh man, I gotta get some cutting machine. I gotta get into my clean room. That's the problem. I gotta get some more channels into my clean room. Hopefully we'll have enough stuff and I'll just do that on my own. What am I doing? So stainless is the biggest one for sure. And we want to distribute that pretty evenly between the mixers. So I'm gonna do 36 at a time. And we're gonna see how that feels. That's pretty good, chat. I can't lie, that's pretty good. We're gonna do blocking mode, just in case. We don't want any recipe conflicts. And obviously item auto output to get the items back into the ME system. Let's see how fast it can complete 1,000 stainless steel dust. It shouldn't be too bad. Energetic alloy is another thing we want to be fairly fast, so I'm going to pattern a good amount of that, and we're going to put it in our 4. Conductive iron. Let's put it in the other mixer, shall we? What is the recipe for energetic? Does it have conductive in it? Yeah. And then black steel is circuit 1. Redstone alloy, we're going to put in the main mixer. That one's slow. Hello, Teo. Cheers. Dr. Phineas, all 6 of these should be circuit 1, or circuit 2. And then 2 of these will be circuit 1. So actually, I think I got it right. I think we're good. Thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate that. People yearn for animated Steam multi-blocks. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. This will be circuit 1. Yeah, I figured that I want to mix a lot more stainless steel than pretty much anything else this tier. So we don't really need to worry about some of this stuff. Let's get vibrant alloy in there. Let's do this in small batches, actually. Vibrant alloy is probably gonna have to be... Actually, we could put this on the second thread. Let's get also Canthal and Nichrome and then call it on that. When will you realize? Hey, with the tier 1 sub, oh my god. That's 2 months. So many people have just been throwing their subs my way, and I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a great time. And I'm glad that you value my streaming in such a way. That means a lot to me. Yeah, that's good. We're in a good spot right now. Kato with a prime sub for 3 months. Howdy, Nine. How's stream been? Stream has been great. I hope you're doing well, Kato. Let us do one more thing. I'm going to get another thirsty tank. We're actually going to fill all of these with water. And I'll tell you why. Because we need this Fluix crystal recipe. It's not too bad. It just needs water and some stuff. And we just mix a Rooney, and it's pretty much as simple as that. I'm going to do this in 16. Well, actually, it's a pretty fast recipe, so maybe we should do it in 32s. And then, do I need anything else? Not really. A pump. This song has been coming on a lot recently in my YouTube recs. I wonder why. It's not a bad song. I do like it. What do I want? Rod of the Seas? Yeah, there you go. And then that, and then that, and then that. And then I guess what we'll do is we'll rename this to plus water. And then, yeah, let's add our pattern. And then we can get some Fluix crystals done. That'll be nice. Stream is buffering like crazy for me, so I'll go ahead and watch the VOD when it comes out. Have a good one. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for stopping in today, and yeah, I'll put the VOD out as soon as I can for you. All right, let's try that out. It should still be mixing stainless for a wee bit, I think. Yeah, we're just waiting. Oh man, this makes life a lot better. Yeah, okay, there is a second thing that I want to get on pretty soon, which is that we need storage cells for a lot of stuff. Having 1K and 4K storage cells on Autocraft will be huge. So, I'm going to do 2 things. One thing is we need to go check out... Whoa, the pull button never works until I don't want it to. Let's go check out the recipes for all the storage components. So that's a circuit assembler recipe. So we already have the circuit assembler part of this. We just need to get all of the rest of it. I don't know if I want to do vac tubes anymore. I think we're going to need to do NAND chips, which should be fairly easy. I think I can just throw this recipe into a circuit assembler. Simple SOC, just topaz lens. So many lenses. You just yeeted your Ender IO conduits back into the system via the interface. Congratulations. Goodbye. And then let's also check out the 4K, which should be fairly similar. Oh yeah, that's not too bad at all. So all we need to do is get circuit boards and coded circuit boards on Autocraft. And I think this shouldn't be too bad. I am going to pattern this. Seems sus, but I'm going to pattern this. You know what Led Zeppelin song I love? Rain Song by Led Zeppelin. Man, that is a good one. I haven't heard it in a while. It's such a weird tuning also. It's a great tuning. This circuit board recipe, we have a PTFE stocked thing. So what I'm going to do is pattern it like this, and then put this into the PTFE assembler. Hopefully, this just works. It looks like it. The only thing we don't have is the wood boards, wood planks, which I can actually do that right now. I don't know if we have wood pulp though. Okay, that's good enough that I don't need to worry about it for a while. Although there is this recipe, which is a lot better. Chat, I am not setting up. Hmm. Okay, I have an idea. I have a devious idea. We're gonna do wood plank is this. Although I don't know if I can put circuit 2 in here. Maybe. Whatever. I'll worry about that later. Let's worry about the item processors, which are far more important. So we have the logic processor. We need these silly item circuits, which is forming press recipes. We still haven't gotten our forming press on Autocraft, so let's do that. We need a lot of laser engraver stuff that we just don't currently have, and I might need to do that as well. That's also forming press, and then that's laser engraver. Where is just the regular, there we go, ruby lens. Ooh. Wow, that's slow. I like Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Led Zeppelin. I've never heard that one. I'll have to check that one out. Let's see if there's any music that strikes my fancy. Ah, the ink spots. I love you, ink spots. Okay, there we go. Craft is done. My grandmother really loved the ink spots. All right, that wasn't so bad. And then I'm sure this is the Fluix crystal coming through. Man, that's quick. Life is good. Although for some reason, it all seems to be going to one mixer. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, because there is a bunch of water missing from these, so maybe we're okay. Forming presses will go 26 channels. We have space for a couple more. I think I will give a little gap here, and then we'll add our forming presses on the end. I still intend to do more lathes, but I'm not entirely sure if we'll need them immediately, so we're going to be okay on that for now. Silver. We're out of silver. It's been a while. I think we're good though. I think I stole from the goslings. I think their ore bores have been making silver, so I think we'll be good. I have a problem with P2P interfaces. They took materials, but got instantly vanished from existence. That sounds like the average P2P interface experience. I actually don't know why that would happen, but it doesn't sound weird, which is kind of bad. It sounds like something perfectly normal that could happen with them. You know what I mean? That's not to say that that should be happening, but I can't say that I'm terribly surprised. Okay, there's a couple different forming press recipes. I think what I'm gonna do, there's each one of these press recipes. The silicon press definitely is the most important, because for each of the other types of presses, you need one silicon. So I might find a second silicon inscriber press, and then P2P these eventually. But for now, I don't really know what I want to do with these forming presses. This is really... because I can combine the recipe maps on some of them. Whatever. I'm not going to sweat it. We're just going to do one per, and then we're going to put one interface per, and we're going to call it a day. We don't need to be hyper efficient with forming presses, I don't think. A normal day for a P2P interface user. Exactly. That's what I had envisioned for you. This is the inscriber engineering. This is calculation. I'm going to get rid of the space here. Okay, we have one for each now. Let's get recipes for all the forming press stuff. Printed, I think. Yeah, why not? Let's do 64 at a time. Can't hurt. Hello, Vin. How's it going? How are you? Silicon Logic. Calculation engineering. Are you enjoying long-term HVAE? I actually kind of am. Vin, I want to show you something that I've been working on. I'm doing all of this AE2 prep because I want to set up ore processing. And check out this new ore processing area that I have set up. I've got spaces for each of the ore processing machines. I'm gonna use some secret tech to do all of my filtering in HV and then have it scalable until much later. And you can see something up there, but I'm not gonna spoil that yet because that'll be for later. But it's got a perfect view of that something that may or may not be relevant to ore processing. So I've planned it out. I'm very happy with it. Hexagons the best guns? Exactly. Exactly. A giant sundial. Yes, actually, Vin. How'd you guess? That was good. That was good. Vin has no good guesses, guys. Trust. Okay, let's multiply this out to 16. How are you doing, Vin? How is EOH waiting room? And hello, Angry Noodle. How's it going? Okay, silicon and logic are probably the most popular. So I'm going to put this golden chipset in this forming press so I can try to like eke out the parallels. And then this forming press will go in a different one. Oh man, we're already out of patterns. Glowstone plate. I'm trying to destroy it with my mind. Got 999 today. Just got mag matter fully. Oh, nice. So yeah, you've got the ball rolling, at the very least. Okay, I had an inkling that that wasn't gonna work, but I wasn't sure. You gotta go pattern glowstone plates. Yeah, I do. I really do. I gotta pattern the cutting machine. I gotta somehow pattern the advanced laser engraver in here, but we don't have enough space. This clean room is too small for patterning all that stuff, I think. Because I would need to fit like 4 laser engravers. I could do that. I could do that. Let's actually take a look at what I need. I definitely need diamond, ruby. That's for sure. What other lenses do we have? Oh, oof. We need green sapphire. I think this is RAM, right? Yep, yep, yep. Emerald gives us what? ULPIC? So what? We're already at like a lot. 1, 2. Green sapphire, emerald. What does air give? Please don't tell me it's something useful. LPIC. I guess we can switch that out on a day-to-day. And then we need ASOC, which is topaz. So it's like low-key doable. Because I could stack 3 laser engravers here and here, and then use part-based interfaces all along here. But I think the issue is that I need to get enough channels in here, and I don't have dense cable. So let's automate dense cable today, if we can. And then we'll move from there. 15 by 15 time? Yeah, probably. I don't know where to put it in my base, but we could actually fit this. We just need channels, essentially. And the cutting machine is fine, because that's pretty simple. I could just put an interface on here. But that would be 6, 7, and then like 4 more channels here. Like, that's a lot of channels. I guess we don't need these EBFs anymore. We have our MEBF that I may or may not have blown up. I guess I'll wait to dismember that. I don't have the clip on me, but I did upload the VOD. Flurbin has the clip. Our EBF is now safe and sound. But there was a day that we were setting up these EBFs, and I may or may not have exploded 64 turbo combustion generators and 32 HV energy hatches, along with a smattering of nichrome coils and other stuff. And it might have been all my fault. You know what's funny as soon as I blew that shit up, my viewership went from like 90 to 120. Oh, this is Celeste. Okay. Okay, Lena Rain. Keep cooking. Keep cooking. That's way worse than I was thinking about that, Vin, because you're always I think you like held on to that pain of blowing up the quad and Vanguard. So Vin and I were on a run, and somehow Vin blew up a quad EBF. And that's just a thing that happens. And Vin carried that on his shoulder for so long, like much longer than I would have expected. And now it's so funny because now Vin can like Vin can forget about that. That's nothing compared to this, which is so funny. Yeah, so I took the heat off Vin pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Okay, did we get all of our patterns? Oh no, I needed the glowstone plates, which are crafting right now. I think I'll do the clean room AE2 upgrade on my own because I'm just lazy. I don't want to stream all that. Plus, it's just going to be a lot of waiting for dense cables and stuff like that. So, all right, 100 patterns. What's going on with you? Ah, that would do it. No circuit 24. I always forget one thing when setting up single blocks. I swear. Okay, we've got our pattern now. That goes there. We're doing pretty good. We are doing pretty good. We've got forming press. We've got all of that. We've got mixer. We need flukes dust. So let's go upstairs. You clicked a transformer? No, there's no transformers. What I actually did, and I think everyone should know about this because this is something that you could easily do yourself, is what I did is when wiring these up, for some reason, I don't know what was going through my head, I linked all of these horizontally. And normally, that's kind of fine, but these are 6 amp wires, which means that they can only carry 6 amps. Now, my dumbass thought, logically, that these 2 turbo combustion generators would deliver their amps directly to the closest HV energy hatch. So there would be 2 amps going through this wire. What actually happens is it adds up all of the amps on the entire setup, which is 16 amps, and that will cause a cable fire because your 6 amp cable can't handle 16 amps, and then a fire means an explosion because a fire next to a turbo combustion generator, boom. And then that changed an explosion to every single one down here, which costs you many circuits and a lot of stainless steel. So yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing, chat? Am I doing anything useful? I wonder why this is so slow. It shouldn't be. This should be single ticking recipes, honestly. That's so weird. Maybe the bigger network is causing some problems. Vin, this is our molecular assembler. You've never seen our molecular assembler? We can't make a molecular assembler. So this is what we figured out. This is arcane pedestals, and it's like an assembly line. Essentially, it just sets up the recipes in the arcane pedestal, and we have a world interaction upgrade with the crafting table to craft out whatever we need. So, yeah. It's actually, I think, better than the molecular assembler, low-key, which is kind of crazy. It's a little insane, but yeah, I'll make a couple of these, I think. Normally this one ticks, and I'm very confused. I think it might be the crafting CPU, which is not able to send too many recipes for tick, or something is going on there. There's no advanced blocking anywhere. There's no reason why this would be slow, in my mind. Who knows? I don't really care. Let's do what I set out to do. which is actually lock in, and we're gonna pattern some macerator things, which is kind of weird, but it is useful. Ooh, one off. Close. What is the name scheme that I use for these? Is it just Steam macerator? Who needs progression when you have magic? Probably me. Probably me. And then we'll take the output here, disregard this, take these bad boys. Ah, do I really want this to go? Oh, we're gonna have ore processing soon. Life is gonna be okay. So the key to this, if you're using interfaces to push items into conduits, is to make sure that you turn this to never active. And that will work because the interface shoves items into the conduit on its own. The issue is when there's it extracts stuff and then there's stuff going into the input of the interface. And for some reason, it can catch items and put them back in the input bus, which is a little funky, but it is what it is. This is a recipe? Hold up. Hold up. Circuit 4? Why does that need a circuit? I think I'm just going to macerate anyway. Let's see if it's more or less. Do I risk fucking up my recipe map on the mixers? Let's see. I think it's configuration equals 4. Nope, nothing. Whatever, let's do it. Let's just do it. Hopefully this doesn't mess anything up for my other recipe maps. I'm making no promises. Let's run just like stainless, vibrant. One recipe of that. We'll do energetic, I think is the other thing on that. Is there anything else that's running on this circuit that I need to be wary of? Redstone alloy? See, this is the beauty of P2P interfaces, because I can multi-thread all of these recipes between these single blocks. All of them have equal weighting between the single blocks, which I think is pretty cool. Troubleshoot later? That's so real, Vin. That's so real. 2/4 plus water. Fuck it. We ball. We're going to need a better source of nether quartz dust and quartz dust, which hopefully we'll achieve by playing the game and getting our ore processing online either tomorrow or very soon. Oh, I'm so excited for that, but I don't know if we'll be able to conquer it in one day. It's a pretty big ask. I guess I'll work to get some stuff going in the meantime. Did that work? Is it working? Okay. 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 Oh, I have an idea. Let's pattern nether quartz dust. It's a little intense. I love this song, but it is a little intense. Nice. Nice. We've got fluix dust that is mixable. Let's assemble it into fluix seeds because I don't want to do that by hand. It's the weirdest one I can put it in. Probably this is fine. Actually, let's put it in the PTFE one. It's actually pretty popular. Never mind. Sand, quartz. Oh, ooh, wait. You're right. Can I get nether dust from sand? Oh, are you? I would have to passive that, and I'm lazy as fuck. We'll do that at some point. But I'll have an ore processing, so I won't really need to at some point. You know what I could do is make this really fast by putting it into here. There's definitely no conflicts also. And then we would multiply down to increase the parallels. Out of sand is a little crazy. We're definitely not out of it. We just don't have it exposed to the ME system. We have 262,000, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of this for the road. Yeah, I think that'll do. Let's clear out our inventory while we're here, honestly. Eating sand is always healthy. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at, honestly. It's a good place. Maybe not 1,000, but let's try 500, because we're going to need a lot of that. Oh my lord, that was loud. Yeah, but now we've got that multi-threading, which is good. We could add autoclaves to this whole setup, and I would not mind that, because then we could get the fluix crystal, which I really don't want to automate. These things need an autoclave to turn into from seeds to crystal. We can also do this. Crystal growth accelerator is not accessible to us because we need an advanced EV autoclave, and by our rules, we are not allowed to make those. So that's a no-go for now. So I guess we're just gonna have to sit with the regular autoclave. Where are the HV machines? Up here? Okay. I think I'll need centrifuges, so I'll just leave that there for now. I don't think I need more forming presses, so that's good. Autoclave. We could just add 4, honestly. We only have 30 channels here. Thank you for following, Angry Noodle. How are you doing today? I think I could split this up, though. What I could do is cable. Just go straight like this, and then pick up these here. Oh, we don't have dense cable though. Thus, yeah, we need a lot of dense cable. We could autocraft cable now. We just need Certus quartz dust. All right, all right, all right. I know what I must do. I don't know why they overcomplicate the growing chamber. Maybe if it was slower, but with a better craft, it would be better. Maybe. I've never tried the growth chamber. I think we'll try it next year. I like that the devs blacklisted 82 crystal seeds from the magnet. So you don't pick up the unfinished seeds, but once they're done, they get teleported directly to your inventory. I guess we could do, like, we could do some type of janky seed automation, but I don't know. The autoclave just seems smarter. How long does it take for a seed to grow? Because we could do that by hand. Growth chamber is quite fast with acceleration cards. Without growth chamber, though, if I dropped a seed in a puddle of water, would that be faster than the autoclave at a certain scale? Like if I dropped 1,000 fluic seeds into a little thing of water, somewhere along 12 hours. Okay, well that's not gonna work. Oh my gosh, Flurbin. All right, let's try this. 1,000 ME cable. Let's see where the slow parts are. It's definitely going to be the Certus quartz rods for sure. Got that loaded up. We're cabling. This ain't bad. This ain't terrible. Part of me also today kind of wants to make a whole new controller, but I might leave that for another day. I think we're running out of usable channels on this one. Like eventually we will run into problems without a subnet controller. But I think the biggest problem is actually just not having dense cable. So I'm just going to plan to make a bunch of dense cable. It's not bad though. Let's check on the macerator because that seems to be either not returning or just fine, maybe. Filter cleared. Export conveyor. Oh, that'll do it. Okay, that's working. I want to see that tick down once. Oh, hello. Vout. Soy Raid. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Soy Raiders. Thank you, brother, for the follow. Today, we're doing some auto-crafting stuff. It's in preparation, so I'm currently preparing a lot of the AE2 components from the ground up. We just got some cables and a bunch of random stuff and mixers and stuff automated, which is really nice because now we can just order stainless steel by the dozen. But this is all in preparation. There is a goal. I am going to have the greatest HV ore processing that anyone has ever seen. And this is my ore processing room. We're going to do all of the machines. We're going to do a subnet. We're going to do IO ports to pull items. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be pretty sick. And then Soy viewers will know what that is, but that's for later. Hello, Riceball. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So yeah, ooh, that's a good idea. I should get type filters online. Does anyone know? I need to do some testing with type filters actually, because I have this over here. This is a low voltage type filter. What's the difference between the higher voltage ones? Is there an appreciable difference? Because all what I think it does is it just allows you to pass energy through it, which I don't really care for, honestly. Um, all I need is the filter part of it. So I think let's make a whole bunch of LV type filters. We can even do ULV. What's the difference? Machine hull? Yeah, I don't really care. It's easier to make LV machine hulls than it is to make ULV at this point. Let us pattern this. I'm gonna throw this in here. We also need the LV conveyor belt, it seems. And then we have a ton of filters. I'm gonna grab some steel and zinc and get some more going. What did you guys get up to on Soy Stream? How was that? Tell me all of Soy's secret plans. Let's grab some filters here. We probably won't need 570, but you know what? More is better. It seems to be as simple as that, honestly. Check ducklings. Like go to the oh, I think I heard of what's going on. Yeah, let's go check out what's up at the ducklings. I don't even Hey, this is so petite. There's only 6 outputs. What is this? This isn't even full size. A small gift, Soy. I may need this back once I'm back from moving. This isn't even a max tier 1, guys. What are we even doing, right? That's awesome. I have never made a mega distillation tower ever. And it's because they're the ugliest machine ever, and you can't turn them on their side either, I don't think. So you just have to deal with it. This is funny. I like that. What I don't like though is that Goose's base is in light mode, so like it kind of hurts my eyes to be over here. Whereas my base is nice and dark. It's very easy on the eyes. Oh yeah, I still haven't addressed the elephant in the room. Unbreaking 20 Tofu Corp sponsored Take a Breather. Oh, I love the sponsorships. This is good. I'll leave this for Flurbin to find. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I forgot that I can't autocraft recipes that aren't full yet. I need to do something special to do that. Man. Okay, we're gonna quit that. Yo, stop, bro. Yo, please, please. I need to get a monitor or a terminal. Soreka with the Prime sub. Thank you. Oh my god, English. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. What pissed me off in HB the most was the rocket plate crafts. It's an oversight of the devs that you have to use TNT. I'd rather put an LV energy hatch and an MV generator in the implosion compressor. I mean, I kind of see it, right? Is that what it's called, rocket? I don't really like rockets to begin with, so I'm not the best person to address on this, but let's also remove that pattern so we don't cause any problems. So the issue with this pattern is that I don't have the solution yet to fill these correctly, and I don't have enough advanced blocking cards to like fix this. Soy has a solution for this, which is where he puts spoons, like wooden shovels, in the pattern, and then has them auto-extract as fast as humanly possible from the subnet. That works. That works. Like, I don't hate that. I don't love it either, though. It wouldn't be too hard to set up, honestly. So what I would do is have this ME interface always provide the wooden shovel, and then I would get a translocator here. Although that's not going to work as much as I'd like it to. That'll work, and I think glowstone is the upgrade I'm looking for. All right, so this will take all the wooden shovels from the subnet at all times, and then we just need some advanced blocking cards, actually. How bad is an advanced blocking card? Oh, that's not bad at all, actually. I should have those on Autocraft, perhaps, perchance. Except I can't yet, because I need to figure that out. But we could do this, I guess. Actually, fuck it. I'm just going to pattern this and do a handcraft for now. We have a little bit of platinum, not enough to make 9 of these, but enough to make 5, which is what I need for that setup. Where are our benders? Nine mention? Did I miss moon date? No, that's Friday. That is in 2 days. Around in like 3 hours from now in 2 days. So in 75 hours from when I am speaking right now at 4:43 p.m. Eastern Central Time. You guys know how that works. Ooh, I just saw that Hollow Knight soundtrack though. Wait. Go back. You know, what's funny is we could pattern this too. We wouldn't even need the spoons, honestly. That actually I can just pattern right now. Holy moly. We just need advanced blocking, ideally. Ooh, out of Certus quartz is not good. There's no way, right? I say as I turned all of my Certus quartz into dust. Wait a minute. There's a charged Certus quartz ore that drops from this meteor that looks like it's not Gregtech. Snudge it, you might be right. Should I do this? Should I do this meteor? But it's charged. I don't know if I can uncharge Certus quartz. But maybe that's what I needed in the first place, charged. I guess we'll never know. This is a fine meteor. HV sensor, 265 Certus quartz. That one we can't do yet, but that's 1400. Let's see if we have any in our ME system. Oh, no Certus. So sad. It's so nice except for the glowstone. Oh, I can figure out glowstone. That's not too bad. Let's double check that the Certus I just needed charged. So why does it need Certus is the question. Because it's making Fluix dust. We're just out of Certus quartz dust in total. Hopefully this solves it, whatever. Okay, just needed dust. False alarm, everyone. Everything's gonna be okay. Except for the fact that I should probably cancel this craft because it's gonna take forever. A little birdie told me Tofumar has cheap Certus. We've already given them our livelihood and lives. No more. No more. It ends today. Certus quartz, screw. Certus quartz, screw you, bro. Oh, there's no 2 slots on this either. Oh. Oh. What are these ME level emitters need? Oh, that's easy. That is so easy. Let's pattern that. By the way, don't use level emitters if you want your game to play well for a long time. It's very laggy. Level emitters are the laggiest possible thing. Redstone torch. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna pattern that and let it go. I'm gonna turn down the assembler sound because I like it, but it's getting a little... It's getting on my nerves a little. Level maintainers are fine. If you pattern well enough, they're fine because they just simulate a player crafting something. The issue happens when you have really shittily optimized crafting patterns, because then when it tries to call for something, it gets really, like, the ME system gets really upset. Like, it just all has to do with how well your patterns are patterned out in the first place, I think. And yeah, I am crafting these because, well, it is what it is. Come on, man, where are my storage buses? All right, one sec, chat. I gotta shake out and lock in. I got a long stream. Oh, that was a good back crack. I don't know if you heard that one. That one was for the books. Okay, okay. Get my second wind. We got a lot to cover today. The loneliness. Perfect. Okay. Advanced blocking cards go in the subnet. We turn on blocking mode here. That is some severely hydro-cracked back. Casey Live, you get a bonus point for creativity. That was good. I liked that a lot. All right, let's try this again. So we need to put some wooden shovels in here. And we still want to expect the item filter. So we're going to get rid of that. And hopefully this works. So what we're doing is we're filling up the empty slots with these shovels, and then those shovels will get automatically pulled out of the subnet via this interface, which will allow the craft to happen. But what we'll do is it will keep these open slots for the craft. So let's try a couple of, well, I also want the interface, small interface. So let's put that in there and try that first. I think that worked, actually, which is great. Means the advanced blocking card is working. And then let's try the type filter. We're missing wooden shovels. That's, oh, ooh, no. Not using the good wood planks. Man, we need a good wood farm. Type filter, 10 of you. So currently everything is in its right slot at the very least. What we're not getting is the shovels aren't coming out of the subnet, which I need to figure out exactly why. So, oh, I clicked this wrong. All right, the shovels are gone. Yep, look at that, chat. And I think what we can do is scroll up on this maybe to 9. And that should allow for faster transfer. Let's go. We set it up correctly. Is what I want to say. It's missing something. Why are you missing? How did those items get eaten? What's going on here? So, oh, I wonder if this is stopping the blocking mode. I wonder if it needs to be like a whole nother interface, actually. All right, well, we can test that out, actually. So if I get rid of the items stocked in here, yeah, it figures itself out. Okay, it's okay. Okay, understandable. 9 mentioned. Just simple. Keep it PG, okay? You're allowed in this chat as long as you're respectful. And I think that's bordering on being disrespectful. I don't know what I yeah, just keep it PG. That's the end result. Let's try this one more time. Filter. What's wrong now? You aren't seeing the spoons, the shovels. Why aren't you seeing the shovels and stocking them? There are some on the network. Oh, because if there are less than 9, it doesn't show up. That's weird. Okay, I guess that's fine. We made it work. We're going to need a lot of these type filters. I'll tell you why. They're wonderful. You can set the filter to a lot of different things. We don't have access to ORDict cards. Or dictionary cards are hard locked behind the insane voltage type filter. But I think that's kind of silly because there's some other tech we can do, which I haven't tested this yet, and I actually should. How will I want to do this? Probably like this? Or I guess we could just do a chest. Man. Let's do ores. Let's do crushed ores. And then let's do... Oh, I probably raw ores and then crushed ores probably more appropriate. Let's get a terminal on here, and then we need to get some power over here. I'm just going to do a lazy quartz fiber. Hopefully this test works. If it doesn't, my dreams for HV ore proc will be entirely shattered. Oh, you're right. Snudge or Fang the player. Good call. Good call. All right, let's try this out. We've got a little subnet here. We shouldn't be able to see the outputs here, but that's fine. What we'll want to do is grab different types of all the different ores. So this is full ore, this is raw ore, and then let's find something crushed. Crushed Certus, why not? Hey, wait a minute. I needed that earlier. If I put this into this subnet, I'm hoping... Oh my god, it's free. It's free. We can do ore processing in HV. I think everyone should set this up. This is so free. Okay, we'll talk about this tomorrow. I'm going to keep doing as much as I can to prepare ourselves for tomorrow's ore processing setup day. So that is a very affirming thing that just happened. Oh, that's nice. Might need to worry about transfer rate, but we should be fine. Should be okay. Where did 3 mention even come from? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I think 9 mention was first. And then 3 mention came afterward. And I think it was just like an ongoing joke that time anyone said the number 9. Like, I think Tuj might have started it, because in his videos, he always has that one picture of me, like, smiling with thumbs up, and whenever he goes and mentions 9, that's what he does. These are storage buses, not interfaces or export buses. And we're going to talk about why we're using storage buses and how to push the ores actively into the storage buses. That is the interesting part of tomorrow. All right, we've got storage buses. Oh yeah, I forgot about the autoclaves entirely. It's because we need dense cable. Okay. I'm remembering. Let's get a stack of that. And then, how are we going to do this? Circuit 24 plus silicone rubber. And a small pile or a large pile of polyvinyl chloride pulp. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Floor is broken. That's me telling myself that I'm going to make 8 more lathes. Might be a lie, but... All right, there we go. Polyvinyl chloride. Probably gonna need to make another batch of silicon rubber. That might be enough, but it probably isn't. Let's make another batch of silicone rubber. I love the LCR, so we're just gonna do it. Polydimethylsilicone pulp. Yeah. That's the one. $248K seems like enough. We actually want this more than anything else. And then, ooh, we don't have methane yet. That might put a wrench in this. We don't have a lot of methane at the very least. We can do something in the meantime. Not sure if you replied to the interface question. Those were storage buses, and we'll talk about why we're using storage buses later. That'll be tomorrow when I do the whole ORPROC thing. We're gonna set it up, and then I'll probably explain it after, and then we're gonna go to town. It's a very cool setup, late game ORPROC. So actually, the intention is to set up one ore processing and then upgrade the actual like machines as needed, but we're never gonna actually need to change the main part of the setup ever again. That main ore processing brain will always be the same, which is going to be so cool. Is that 256 times 3? One can only hope. And that's 3 times 64K. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm going to hand feed the water in here. We'll get the methane in here. This needs to be circuit 24. Chlorine, and then silicon. Okay, we have enough. That'll be good. Is there a way to wake up a multi? Yes. There's a very easy way. What you'll want to do is put a item detector cover on your input bus and a machine controller cover on your LCR. And what that ends up doing, it's like I needed to save that. Cool. What that ends up doing is that will use the item detector cover will like turn on the machine controller cover immediately as soon as there are items in the subnet, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice, can't lie. I think I want to avoid all of the diluted hydrochloric acid, but whatever. And then this, I'm going to do that. Don't extract for now. I can get a lever. Okay, we're going to send that immediately, and then I just need 1 stack of sulfur. There we go. Silicon rubber coming through very quickly. Yeah, I guess we just let that go. And then feed it water occasionally. Yeah, so that's kind of the mechanism behind which a lot of universal autocrafting works is when you get that item, you detect it immediately, and you use, with universal, because you have a non-consumable as well, you use it on, if there are 2 items in the bus, then it's powered, but that's a long story. Basically, if there are any items in this input bus, I can just power a red alloy wire up to here, get a machine controller cover, and then it's golden. It's as simple as that. All right, I'm actually just going to let that craft out because there's no babysitting I really need to do other than water. So let's do this and that. Uh-oh. Where's our TPS? I'm the only one online. Is this a ping diff? This is Komsa Surtad. Average Evangelion enjoyer. I'm hoping this server didn't go down, because that would be really bad. Let's see, HypeServe. What's going on with you? Is it you or is it me? Hmm. HypeServe dashboard isn't working. Let me read my messages. I think we've got the world quite large. Do you have a preferred? Oh, wait. Let's go. Do I just not read my emails? Is the real question. HypeServe. Server's fine. Okay, everything's good, chat. We're all good. That was very odd. Something is happening with my ping. Wow, how's it? It's the Spider-Man meme. I got a screenshot of that. There we go. Got my screenshot. I do not want to kill my doppelganger. I'm going to let him peacefully despawn because I'm scared. Let's use our newfound power, aka some conduits, some cables, and fix our wiring. It's 18. Must be a warp event. Put an Emmy import bus on your emails. Anyways, hello House Atreides. Thank you for the follow. Uh, what is it? It's a salute of the knife, that and that with the knife. That probably looks like something racist. I promise you that it's not. It's just from Dune. You know what? Actually, that doesn't really help my situation at all. Anyway. "13 channels, 25. All right, let's add our autoclaves. I love the Dune books, by the way. And the movies. The movies are fantastic. The soundtrack is one of my favorites ever. And then I went back and read all of the books within like a couple of months. So good. All right, HV, HV. Good, good. Okay, glass cover. We get the Rod of the Seas, and then I think that's everything. And then we just distribute items to all of this. I think we could just use conduit and one interface, which will be pretty fire. Alrighty, we got the stable fluid pipes plus the HV pump to get the items, or sorry, the water within the autoclaves. I think that's good. Then do this. Import, and then we'll do all that. Dune book tier list win. I can do that right off the top of my head. The first 3 books are fucking fantastic. I would say Dune 1 is like the most peak. Dune 2 is like second, like right up there at S tier. Dune 3 is an A tier. I think Dune 4 is where it starts to go off the rails. I think that is that Children of Dune or is that God Emperor? That might be God Emperor. I'm trying to remember all of them. There's one where he turns into a fucking worm, and that's when it starts going downhill. I can't lie to you. After a while, it just becomes like, I like to call it Dune Freakiverse, where everyone's just freaking each other left and right, and everyone's really freaky. It's just, yeah, it's just everyone's like banging, pretty much. It gets a little weird. The reason I like Dune is because of the strong ecological ideas that Frank Herbert has about humans, specifically humans who are struggling, humans who are in very oppressive nature. And I find it very fascinating. Okay, never active. Insert on black. I should just copy this from something. And then we'll do insert on white. All right, there's our ME autoclave. So there's a thing that we want to do with these autoclave patterns. It's kind of janky because we have chance-based outputs for the ones that I want. This is the pure Fluix crystal, and the recipe we're using right now is regular water plus the Fluix seed, and it takes 100 seconds. Oh man, maybe we should just make distilled water. God damn it. One of these days I'll upgrade. It's like literally twice as long. I could make my life so much better. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's passive. It's good. It's good. So you can see there's an 80% chance to solidify this into a Fluix crystal. So what I'm gonna do with this pattern, if it will work for me. Hello? It really does not like that. Okay, I guess that's fine. We're gonna multiply the... You know what? This actually happens every time I change the input amount on a pattern. That must be some type of bug, and I don't know how that passed, but I guess what we can do is that. Why? 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 Okay, anyway, 2 seeds to 1 Fluix crystal, and then we actually need to multiply this pattern out. Just so that we can get rid of the bad luck, essentially. Not allowed to play the game. Exactly, exactly. I am just going to craft out a whole fuck ton of these. Let's say 512. Let's say fewer than that. And what's going to happen is because we have patterned this generously for our actual luck, is that... Oh, hold. There we go. We're going to get more of the product back than we expected, and that's okay. And basically it'll just roll over to our next craft. So we're now projecting for a 50% success rate, which means we'll get... So we're expecting 10 seeds to turn into 5 Fluix crystals. In reality, 10 seeds will turn into 8 Fluix crystals on average. So for every 10 seeds, we'll get 3 more. So 30% more than we're expecting. That's good. It's good. We like that. That's not right. 30% more does not make any sense, but just don't hit 20% more than half of the time. Yeah, exactly. But that's why we multiply the recipes. So by making it so that way a bunch of them go at the same time, like I think we have 16 from 32 Fluix seeds, the chance that we low roll on that is incredibly small, right? I could multiply this further to like 64 seeds into 32 crystals, which I probably should do, honestly. And that'll even further help our bad luck prediction. Okay, I think I'm gonna order 1,000 cables. All right, let's go get some Certus quartz from somewhere. I'm gonna go order 1,000 cables, and then we'll call it a day, maybe. Let's make an HV sifter. We're gonna need this anyway because this crafts into the multi-block, which I will want. So let's go for it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be smart about this. Shift click this, or is it control click? Yeah, there we go. Pistons, machine hull. Perfect. Do you use bees in your main resource production? No, we don't. Bees are for supplemental stuff this run. I actually want to use meteors, but we'll talk about that. I'm going to be doing a lot of actual mining because we have our ore proc room that desires we actually produce ores. But bees do just very little stuff that we couldn't do passively otherwise, like cryolite for fluorine, salt for chlorine. I guess we could do like salty root, ruby and manganese and Fluix crystal, like just like little things that I don't need to mess with. What am I doing again? Oh yeah, I'm waiting for that ME thing to craft out. Perfect. Oh man, having stuff on Autocraft is so nice. Like it's hard to describe how nice this is. I guess I'll probably do the clean room re-implementation and get like cutting machine and laser engraver on Autocraft sometime soon. That might be on stream, that might not be. We'll see. We'll see. Do you have any inspirations for your build style? Actually, no. This was all off the noggin. I just look for things like I looked at real life observatories for this part. This was all off the noggin. It's all just like gothic-ish. I will never do a no AE2 run Snudget. You will never get me to do that, actually. Yeah, no AE2 is just it's just like how much do I want to torture myself type shit, you know? Okay, we don't need all of these lathes anymore. In fact, I'm going to repurpose them at some point. We do have some Certus quartz. We might drop a meteor today, though. I think we have the crushed somewhere. Yeah. I saw we had a bit of this. So I'm going to chuck this in our ore wash real quick. Advanced technology right there. Nice. Auto output down. It's good enough for me. You know what? Maybe we should just make another sifter, honestly. What would be the alternative logi pipes? I think no AE2 runs don't even do logi pipes. I think what they do is just straight up Gregtech, like conduits, just force feed everything. And that disgusts me. Oh, damn it. I think I need to do universal circuits soon. I don't know why this isn't defaulting to universal circuits. It's as simple as that. I should have just done that in the first place. Alrighty, let's go find ourselves some meteor. Which one is better? 265, 1404. I don't think we can actually physically summon this meteor because I think Mastiox, yeah, 1 million LP. All right, I guess we're stuck with the HV sensor. Let's head on over. This is a good way to end stream, I think, which is a good meteor landing. Is anyone streaming right now? Many people do not do like a dark mode style, so I find that interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do anything with light colored blocks. I know Samsa does that often, but it is so not my style. All right, so we hit the activation crystal and we throw in our HV sensor, and then we run like hell so we don't eat shit by the meteor. There we go. Oh yeah, I should really get some more XP so that way my last stand is actually doing something useful. I'm gonna let the network recharge a little bit. For some reason it only uses 500,000. Interesting. There we go. 591 levels and oh yeah, just a couple a couple hundred levels. Sheesh. Oh, and I forgot I should bring some backpacks to pick up all the ore drops. Five, six, 7, 9. So saw some fire on the trees next to the wait. No, I think the ducklings just I mean we can check it out, but I think the ducklings just light fire to their base low key. They're just like that. Let's check. I don't see any fires as far as well, I mean there's that. But that's just Duct not cleaning up after himself. All right, we're gonna borrow the Fortune 3 bound pickaxe over here. And we're gonna make short work of this. Oh wow. Our backpacks are already full. That's crazy. I brought 8 backpacks and that's not enough. Sheesh. And the second reason I really want ore proc is because we are running out of storage space on our gigantic chest wall of ores. And I don't want to do this anymore. All right, let's finish off that meteor. Five, 6, 7, 9. Oh. What does 56709 even mean in the context of the song? Is it like some like hotline that we're calling? I don't get it. One of these days I'll look that up. All right, there we go. Meteor eaten. Let's go process our Certus quartz, and then we'll be on our way. Raw Certus quartz ore. Grab that. It's really not that much Certus quartz that comes from these meteors. It's kind of disappointing. Is there seriously no more? Damn. Mm. The number was an artistic choice. It wasn't a real hotline. Did you look that up for me? Thank you if you did. Let's see how we're doing on our autoclave, by the way. Ooh, running out of storage space. Yeah, I mean, we're doing great. It's slow, but it'll go. Takes about 25 seconds. So it's 4 overclocks, I guess. I guess it would be a ULV recipe. Oh, okay. It's not terrible. We could cut it in half with distilled water, which I want to do. All right, let's watch the Certus quartz, and then let's go find someone to raid. I'll give a quick recap of everything in a sec, but basically, what we've done today is we've gotten a lot of autocrafting stuff on Autocraft. We now have storage buses. We have a lot more of the basic AE2 stuff, like the crystals and all of that. The item components. Oh, I guess we didn't fully automate storage components. Let's see if we're like missing the item processors and vacuum tubes. Oh gosh. Okay. I'll do a little bit of this, just a little bit. Let's do that. Throw it in. Actually, throw it in here. And then we're still missing stuff. All right. That'll be something I'll probably do off stream because you've seen a lot of this patterning stuff. It's not that special. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm very excited about what's to come. Either tomorrow or the next day, we should be working on my flagship project, which you will see. This is going to be my big HV project, and I'm so excited. And keep tuned in for our insane HV ore proc. This is going to be so fun, so satisfying too. I hope you guys have a great day. And let's go raid somebody, and then I'll say my normal stuff. All right, who is playing what? Orange Creamsicle is up. Zizka is up. Ehawks is up. Let's hit you with... Let's hit you with orange Creamsicle for now. Anyway, be kind to yourself and others. Do the best that you can. Just keep on chugging. You'll make it there eventually. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace, everybody.